Namanda, Vitsanamanda, 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 Namanda. Let's begin this morning's service by singing the Vandana Tisarana, the words to which you'll find on the screen or on page 7 of the Red Jodashin Shu service book. Let's sing the Pali and English verses together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhamman saranam gacchami, Sangam saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namanda, Vitsanamanda, 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 Vitsanamanda. Namanda, Vitsanamanda. Today, let's sing the hymn Gasho with Amida, the words of which will be shown on the screen. Namo Amida Butsu. I recite Amida's name with deep joy and gratitude. I gasho with Amida, trees and grasses and flowers all grow in great compassion. This light shines throughout the world. I gasho with Amida. Flowers bloom and flowers fall. From the seed sprout new flowers. This is the truth unchanging. I gasho with Amida. Springtime brings the happy birds. Their songs all praise Amida. I join them in Nembutsu. I gasho with Amida. When I call Amida's name, it's Amida calling me. Buddha's voice, my voice are one. I gasho with Amida. When I'm lonely, I recite Namo Amida Butsu. Then I feel great compassion. I gasho with Amida. Nembutsu in work and play. Every day with Amida. Every moment filled with light. I gasho with Amida. Remember the golden chain. Kindness to all living things. I will follow this teaching. I gasho with Amida. In the clear bright morning sun, in the fading light of day, in the darkness of the night, I gasho with Amida. Namo Amida Butsu. I live in great compassion. This great power guides my life. I gasho with Amida. The virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attaining awakened mind. We are born in the land of peace. Namanda, Bitsanamanda, 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 Namanda, Bitsanamanda. Let's sit together quietly for a few moments, so just relax and get comfortable. If you are able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. Sit up straight and align your head, your neck, your shoulders, and your back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Now close your eyes and just breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. In and out. As you breathe in, you feel energy filling your body. And as you breathe out, any stress or worries in your mind just fade away. Just breathe. The sound of the gong will signal the end of our quiet meditation. Namanda, Vitsanamanda, Vitsanamanda, Vitsanamanda. Namanda, Vitsanamanda. If you're able to do so at home, we would like to encourage everyone to offer incense at this time. Offering of incense is an ancient ritual of purification of mind and body, a gesture of respect, and an expression of gratitude for the Dharma teachings. Namanda, Vitsanamanda, 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 Namanda, Vitsanamanda. Offertory, or making donations and offerings, is the practice of dana, egoless generosity, the first of the 6 Paramita perfections in the Mahayana tradition. All donations are gratefully accepted in the spirit in which they're given. If you'd like to make an offering online, please scan this QR code to visit our online offertory box, or you can make an online donation of any amount by credit card. You can also visit our website, makwahonganji.org, and click on Donate in the menu on the left-hand side. Let's read the Golden Chain of Love together, which will be found on the screen or page 126 of the Red Service Book. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I would try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I would try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Naman, Naman. Good morning, children. Ohayo gozaimasu. Aloha kako. How are you today? It's so wonderful to see all of you. How are you feeling today? Let's put on my magic glasses and let's see who's here today. Oh, look, it's Kalena and Tyrus and Tori and Benji and Cora and Nolan and Meleana and Lilinoy, and there's Maddie, and there's Lena and Kave and Micah, Emmy and Kaya, and look, there's Wesley and Sierra, Lindsay and Kenneth, and Melody and Cadence, and Jai, Ison, Cruz, and Tide, and so many wonderful children from around the world. Hello, how are you today? And I can also see our Dharma School teachers, Auntie Sharon and Auntie Karen. Hi, thanks for coming. Oh, who could that be? Do you think that's our special guest? Do you know who our special guest is? Let's find out. Well, good morning. How are you today? It's so good to see you. Let's say hello to the children. Hello, children. How are you? It's so good to see you today. Can you see my ears? So, children, everybody say good morning to Flopsy the bunny. Say good morning. Good morning, good morning, children. How are you today? Oh my, oops. Oh my, bunny. What large ears you have. The sensei can't hold them up at the same time. What large ears you have. Oh my, sensei, what a large tummy you have. Why are your ears so large? The better to listen to your story, sensei. Oh, and why is your tummy so large? Because I eat too much and I don't get enough exercise. I think we're going to have Tori and Benji's mom and dad become trainer for sensei, because otherwise sensei's going to be like, can't fit into his robes anymore. Okay, sensei, well that's really funny, but let's go ahead and start the story. Okay, very good, very good. So, let's see if we can have you sit down here without your ears falling over. Nope, okay, that's not going to work. Here, let's make a little bench for you here. Okay, you could just stay like that. So today's story is The Empty Pot by Demi. And this is a recommendation by Auntie Sharon. So thank you, Sharon, for recommending this great book. The Empty Pot by Demi. A long time ago in China, there was a boy named Ping who loved flowers. Anything he planted burst into bloom. Up came flowers, bushes, and even big fruit trees, as if by magic. Everyone in the kingdom loved flowers too. They planted them everywhere, and the air smelled like perfume. The emperor loved birds and animals, but flowers most of all, and he tended his own garden every day. But the emperor was very old, and he needed to choose a successor to the throne. Who would his successor be, and how would the emperor choose? Because the emperor loved flowers so much, he decided to let the flowers choose. The next day, a proclamation was issued. All the children in the land were to come to the palace. There, they would be given special flower seeds by the emperor. Whoever can show me their best in a year's time, he said, will succeed me to the throne. This news created great excitement throughout the land. Children from all over the country swarmed to the palace to get their flower seeds. All the parents wanted their children to be chosen emperor, and all the children hoped that they would be chosen too. When Ping received his seed from the emperor, he was the happiest child of all. He was sure that he could grow the most beautiful flower. Ping filled a flower pot with rich soil. He planted the seed in it very carefully. He watered it every day. He couldn't wait to see it sprout, grow, and blossom into a beautiful flower. Day after day passed, but nothing grew in his pot. Ping was very worried. He put new soil into a bigger pot. And then he transferred the seed into the rich black soil. Another 2 months he waited. Still, nothing happened. By and by, the whole year went by. Spring came, and all the children put on their best clothes to greet the emperor. They rushed to the palace with their beautiful flowers, eagerly hoping to be chosen. Ping was ashamed of his empty pot. He thought the other children would laugh at him because for once he couldn't get a flower to grow. His clever friend ran by, holding a great big plant. Ping, he said, you're not really going to the emperor with an empty pot, are you? Couldn't you grow a great big flower like mine? I've grown lots of flowers better than yours, Ping said. It's just this seed won't grow. Ping's father overheard this and said, You did your best, and your best is good enough to present to the emperor. Holding the empty pot in his hands, Ping went straight away to the palace. The emperor was looking at the flowers slowly, one by one. How beautiful all the flowers were. But the emperor was frowning and did not say a word. Finally, he came to Ping. Ping hung his head in shame, expecting to be punished. The emperor asked him, Why did you bring an empty pot? Ping started to cry and replied, I planted the seed you gave me, and I watered it every day, but it still didn't sprout. I put it in a better pot with better soil, but it still didn't sprout. I tended it all year long, but nothing grew. It was the best I could do. When the emperor heard these words, a smile slowly spread across his face, and he put his arm around Ping, and then exclaimed to one and all, I have found him. I have found the one person worthy of being emperor. Where you got your seeds from, I do not know, for the seeds I gave you all had been cooked, so it was impossible for any of them to grow. I admire Ping's great courage to appear before me with the empty truth, and now I reward him with my entire kingdom and make him emperor of all the land. The end. So wasn't that a great story? What does this story teach us? What's that? Yes, that's right. I'll have to put you off your ears. There we go. Oop, put your face there. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty good. Be brave and tell the truth. The emperor was looking for someone that who would tell the truth, even though they thought the truth might get them in trouble. Because Ping was brave enough to tell the truth, he became the emperor of the kingdom. So Ping's father gave him excellent advice. So do you remember, Flopsy the bunny, what Ping's father said to him? Yes, I do, Sensei. Ping's father said, right, always do your best, and your best is good enough for the emperor. So I think that's really good advice for everyone, right? That if you do your best, you try hard, you try your best, that's good enough. That's good enough. You cannot be something that you're not. On the other hand, he remembered that Ping tried really hard, right? He really took care of the seed, but the emperor was very clever and is giving all the children seeds that would not grow. So it kind of makes you wonder where all the other flowers came from, but that's another story. So thank you very much for joining us this morning. So say goodbye to the children. Thank you for listening, children. See you again next time. Bye-bye. So now I'd like to give the Dharma talk for adults. And this one I've entitled, What I Did on My Summer Vacation. So Mimi and I are very grateful for the opportunity to take a summer vacation, which was our first vacation in 2 years since we moved to Makawao. So it was a great chance to turn off my work brain for 10 days. It was a timely reminder that I'm addicted to stress. But stress will kill me if I let it take over my life. Ironically, one of the characteristics of successful people is stress addiction, right? That you need to have stress in your life. You learn to deal with it. You learn to overcome it. Stress becomes a stimulus as opposed to a burden. But after a while, your brain and your body tend to burn out. You run out of energy. You run out of the capacity to do things. So having been an executive, being addicted to stress is just one of those things. I can't get over. I can't get over this addiction. I need stress in my life. On the other hand, you reach a certain point where you need to take vacation. So it was a good reminder that yes, Mr. Stress Addict, you should take a vacation every once in a while. So what did we do? Let me roll this up a little bit. I experienced life. We got to take care of a 6-month-old baby, which of course all of the grandparents in the audience will tell you, nothing goes according to my convenience with a baby. Cadence is now 6 months old. Mimi and I were super lucky to see him right after he was born. So he was this little tiny thing about this big. Now he's this really big tiny thing, which is really heavy, and he cries a lot. And it's interesting because dealing with babies just reminded me of why I got into ministry. I also got to play with our 8-year-old granddaughter, Melody. Hi, Melody, if you're watching. And it's becoming painfully obvious that Melody is much smarter than Grandpa. And it also gave me a chance to try to support our son and daughter-in-law as they struggle to balance home life and work life. They're both really busy with everything going on, and having a really smart 8-year-old and a precocious 6-month-old baby in the house means that they're busy all the time. Vacation is important because it allowed me to experience Buddhist truths. The truth of impermanence. So for example, from 1 month, 2 weeks old, 1 month old baby to 6 months baby. Cadence grew up so much. The baby grew up so much in 6 months. So I was actually, now 6 months later, I was able to experience Cadence having his first poop. He started eating mashed up carrots and applesauce and like rice bran put together, so a lot of fiber. So his first poop, it was so cute. But anyway, that's not an appropriate story, I suppose. Also his first laugh. I discovered the secret to how to make Cadence laugh. So if our son and daughter-in-law are watching this, anytime you need Cadence to laugh, fly Grandpa over, it'd be okay. And also I had my first experience of, Grandpa, make the baby go to sleep. So it's really tricky. Just wait till they get really tired, and then you just kind of hold them like this, they fall asleep. But then you create this myth that it's like some kind of magical, grandpa power. Melody is even smarter and cuter than I remembered. And it's immediately, she changed everything on my iPad and my iPhone. And I'm still trying to figure out what she did. So this week was kind of hard to get back up to live stream broadcasting again because all of my applications were at a different place. And some of the settings were different and all kinds of weird things were happening. So don't be surprised if something strange happens during this presentation. I also was able to see that our son looks exhausted all the time. He's earned his daddy face. So it's a revelation for our son, like many young people, to understand why his parents are tired all the time, why they look tired all the time, why what looks like young people suddenly turned into old people because they're taking care of kids. So all young people age when they become parents. Obviously, it's hard to see this while you're doing it yourself, but as a grandparent, as the father, to see our son grow up to become a father and work himself literally to the bone, and just take care of the family, do what needs to be done. To watch our daughter-in-law, have the stress of having an 8-year-old daughter and a 6-month-old baby, and she's in her 3rd year of medical school. So obviously with COVID-19, it's a very busy time. It's a very stressful time. So it was really nice to just go and try to take some of their burden off. But it was interesting. It was really interesting to experience the new normal, or what's being called the new normal. So we did take a risk by visiting Honolulu, which now, of course, is the hotspot for the state of Hawaii. It's actually one of the fastest growing infection hotspots in the country. So the numbers of infections were rising when we were considering booking the flights in mid-July, when I realized I needed a vacation. And that number of infections, the daily infection number, kept breaking records as we were getting ready to leave. And then as soon as we got there, of course, it spiked up again. and Governor Ige had to reinstitute the inter-island quarantine rule a few days after we'd actually gotten back to Maui. So we are lucky, we kind of missed that, but we knew this in advance. And this really is the new normal. The risk of COVID-19 infection is going to be out there for a while. We just have to accept that reality that there's no magical cure. It's not just going to disappear. We have great hope for vaccines and stuff, but getting everyone vaccinated, getting it to the point where we can go back to the old normal, doesn't seem too likely in the near future. But if you think about it, this new quote unquote new normal is actually the old normal. Risk is a part of life, right? We can calculate risks, we can mitigate risk, we can try to lessen the risks, but we cannot totally eliminate risk. We can pretend the virus is fake news, or it's a hoax, or it's a conspiracy theory. We can delude ourselves into thinking, I won't get infected, and even if I do, I won't die. Or we can lock ourselves in our rooms and not go out at all. So again, this is the new normal. This new normal is actually the old normal. There are no guarantees of anything in life. So the Buddhist truth that life comes with suffering, disappointment, and dissatisfaction along with joy and happiness, this is the truth. Life is a bumpy road. It has its ups and downs. This is the Buddhist truth that egocentric thinking affects other people, not just ourselves. So yes, it's very possible that for some people, you won't get infected, right? And so you choose not to wear a mask. But if you are infected and you don't know it, you're not showing any symptoms, you could be infecting everyone you meet because it's uncomfortable to wear a mask. I did a couple of memorial services yesterday, the entire time wearing a mask, which is quite uncomfortable when you're chanting and doing recitations and stuff. It gets really sweaty around here. It's really kind of weird. But again, this is the Buddhist truth that thinking that life is about me affects other people. So what can we do in this situation? One, we can be realistic. We can look at the risks. We can assess the risks. We can modify our behaviors to mitigate these risks, to lessen the risks. But in the end, life comes with risk. Life comes with these things. What we can do is choose to be non-egocentric, right? We can choose to have consideration for others. Even if I don't care if I get infected, even if I don't care that, if I get infected, I might be really, really sick. That's okay. That's my personal choice. But wearing a mask, right, is to protect other people, to prevent me from infecting somebody or transmitting a virus to someone who takes it home to their grandparents, or their uncle, or their auntie, or their mom and dad, or brother and sister. So to protect other people, I wear a mask out of courtesy. So when I was preparing this talk, I was looking for a quote from Shinran, and I found one which was actually kind of interesting. So I'd like to read this. The words of Shinran Shonin: "To take refuge with the mind that is single in the Buddha of unhindered light filling the 10 quarters is, in the words of Vasubandhu, author of the treatise, the mind that aspires to Buddhahood. The mind that aspires to attain Buddhahood is the mind to save all sentient beings. The mind to save all sentient beings is true and real Shinjin, which is Amida's benefiting of others. Shinjin is the mind that is single. The mind that is single is the diamond-like mind. The diamond-like mind is the mind aspiring for enlightenment. This mind itself is other power." Namo Amida Butsu. The words of Shinran Shonin in the Hymns of the Pure Land Masters, which you can find in the Collected Works of Shinran, Volume 1, pages 213 to 215. And that's verses 135 through 137. So the reason why I bring this up is, what did I learn from my summer vacation? And it just reminded me of why I took a vacation, actually. One thing is truth, right? The truth that we search for. Truth is sometimes found in a diaper. And I think I've told this story a couple times, but I turned to ministry because when I discovered that sometimes, it's in a diaper. I spent so much of my career, cleaning up other people's messes. As an executive, if you're good at cleaning up the messes that other people made, you get promoted and you become the go-to guy for solving problems. And I just realized I'd spent my entire life preparing to change diapers. And the other story I tell is that, being a perfectionist, I changed Melody's diaper very carefully, and I wiped her very clean. I put a little bit of that white medicine, the magic white medicine on there, a little bit of talcum powder, just perfect. And if you line up the tabs correctly, they change color. It's really cool. And it's like, yes, perfect. And so I smiled at Melody, and then she looked at me like this really funny look on her face. And then she made an even bigger doo-doo. I mean, the monster of all poops was in there. And she was just giggling and laughing and laughing. I opened it up and go, ah, in my angry face. And Melody looks at me. This is like, she's like 1.5, 2 years old. And she makes the same angry face. And then she starts laughing. So we had a good time doing that. But I just discovered, right, that no matter how many messes you clean up, there's always going to be another one. So if you're good at cleaning up messes, you'll always have a job. Or so I thought, anyway. Didn't quite work out that way. And that the other realization, and again finding these words from Shinran, is that the old normal is the new normal. The new normal is the old normal. Everything changes. Nothing goes exactly the way I want. And there are many, many things in this life which are outside of my control. I have no control over these things. And these are the fundamental lessons of Buddhism. And it taught me, it took a summer vacation for me to wake up to these things. So spiritual understanding, religious faith, what we call in Jodo Shinshu, Shinjin, so entrusting in Amida's great compassion and infinite wisdom, this all comes to us through the other power of Amida Buddha, which is, again, in the verses that I quoted, is the diamond-like mind, is the mind that is single. It is Amida Buddha's compassion and wisdom manifesting in our lives. So how do we get there, of course, is the question. So the bottom line, basically, what did I learn on my summer vacation? Everything that you need to realize enlightenment through birth in the Pure Land is given to you through the working of Amida's vow. Amida's compassion and wisdom are working in our lives right now. The question is whether we can awaken to it, whether we can move our ego out of the way for a second and say, all of these things are being given to me. So whether it's poop in a diaper, or a very, very smart 8-year-old who can change every setting on your iPhone, even the secret ones, all of these things are coming to us with a point to help us to wake up to the reality that we are already embraced by Amida's compassion and wisdom. And no matter what this life throws at us, just deal with it with a smile. And so the conclusion I came to after taking vacation was the way to live this unrepeatable life, to live every day as if you were on summer vacation. So thank you very much for listening. So just say Namo Amida Butsu and be saved by Amida. And if that's not for you, just say Mahalo. It'll be okay. Thank you very much for listening this morning. Namo Amida Butsu. Let's sing the loving kindness metta together, the words to which may be found on the screen. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Let's all sing the Gatha, Ondok-san 2, and Gratefulness, along with Ms. Naho Umitani and Reverend Toshiyuki Umitani of Mo'ili'ili Honganji. Namanda, it's Namanda, it's Namanda. Namanda, it's Namanda. Let's recite the Shinshu Pledge together, which will be found on the screen or on page 6 of the Red Service Book. I take my refuge in the vow of the Buddha. Reciting the name, I will live through life with strength and serenity. I revere the light of the Buddha. I will put my effort in my work with self-reflection and gratitude. I follow the teachings of the Buddha. Discerning the right path, I will spread the true Dharma. I rejoice in the compassion of the Buddha. I will respect and help others and do my best for the welfare of humankind. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo. Let's sing the Nembutsu, which is to be found on the screen or on page 135 of the Red Service Book.
Namo
To take refuge with the mind that is single in the Buddha of unhindered light filling the 10 quarters is, in the words of Vasubandhu, author of the treatise, the mind that aspires to Buddhahood. The mind that aspires to Buddhahood is the mind to save all sentient beings. The mind to save all sentient beings is true and real Shinjin, which is Amida's benefiting of others. Shinjin is the mind that is single. The mind that is single is the diamond-like mind. The diamond-like mind is the mind aspiring for enlightenment. This mind is itself other power. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. The words of Shinran Shonin. Namo. Let's sit together quietly for a few moments, so just relax and get comfortable. If you're able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. Sit up straight and align your head, your neck, your shoulders, and your back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Close your eyes halfway so that you're looking both outwardly and inwardly. Breathe in and breathe out. In and out. As you breathe in, think of something for which you are grateful. And as you breathe out, just say thank you, thank you, thank you. The sound of the gong will signal the end of our quiet meditation. Namanda, Butsunamanda, Butsunamanda, Butsunamanda. Namanda, Butsunamanda. So, Makwa Honganji's columbarium. The Nokotsudo is open daily from 8:30 to 5 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So for everyone's safety, we do ask that everyone follow the posted rules, and hand sanitizer and disinfecting wipes are available at the door. So we've restarted our virtual Sunday services, including today, and so we'll be having Sunday services on the 23rd and the 30th. So we do broadcast these live on Facebook, and then we upload the videos to YouTube. So you have a choice of seeing them either on Facebook or on YouTube. We are back to having virtual services, sunrise service every day at 6:30 in the morning, Eitaikyo chanting in the columbarium daily at about 7 o'clock, and then chanting the Shoshinge, which we have on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8:30 in the morning, Hawaii Standard Time. Every week on Wednesday, everyone is welcome to join us in expressing gratitude for our healthcare and essential workers. And these video salutes premiere every Wednesday at 12 noon Hawaii Standard Time. Honganji temples across the state of Hawaii are also ringing the temple bell in their honor. Please subscribe to Honganji Hawaii on YouTube. And thank you very much for joining our virtual Sunday service today. May your day be filled with aloha. Namanda, Bitsunamanda, Bitsunamanda, Nam.